Alright, I'm here in the deepest depths of Derbyshire with Andy Sneap, who I'm sure you'll know a lot of Andy's productions with really phenomenal productions on Testament, Killswitch Engage, Arch Enemy, Megadeth, Cradle of Filth, and we're talking about contemporary metal music production. So Andy, what would you feel are the main challenges of metal music, producing metal music, particularly compared to other genres?
I think it's really getting the low end right.
Yeah.
Being able to control that, especially with the faster stuff. I think you know, if you can get to grips with sort of blast beats and fast double kicks, then you can pretty much mix any type of rock, I think. So sure. In fact, it makes it easy. When I'm mixing something like Accept, after I've done an Exodus record, it comes together really quick, but you can appreciate the space you can get into those sort of slower songs.
Yeah.
The depth of the low end you can get in, where if you've got that going in on double kicks, it's, you've almost got to figure out where you're going to get your low end from for the fast stuff.
Sure. It can't be as fat.
No, absolutely not. No, it's got to be snappier kicks, snappier snares, less verb. Sure. You've got to sort of limit where you're going with it, really. So I'd say the low end and sort of the compression is the main sort of focus, really. Sure. You get those are the tricks. And sure. Overheads as well. Overheads are the hardest thing to get right, I think.
We were chatting briefly earlier about click tracks, and you were mentioning about almost putting more feel into drummers when you're working with click tracks. From having chatted with you previously, you've not got this sort of like one approach to click tracks. Obviously, it changes with the band.
Yeah, I mean, really, that depends on how the sort of feel the drummer's got when he plays to a click. I mean, the last Accept record we did, we didn't actually do that to a click. We did it. The drummer played free, and then we, found the grid afterwards. And there's ways of I'm not going into all the technical side of it, but there's certain ways of snapping it to a grid that's close to what we've played afterwards. So you're not going in and moving every little beat. Right. You keep the swing and feel of the drummer, but then it makes it easier when you're tracking guitars and maybe flying bits around and doing edits later.
So you're not actually gridding the drums, though. It's
just you are, but you're doing it sort of maybe the on the one of each bar, Right. So you've got something hard to edit to,
Sure.
But it keeps the swing of it.
Do you have any general principles on the drums apart from keeping them fairly low as far as toms and kick? Are there any principles that you try and go with when tuning the drums?
Well, now I tend to tune it so that the snare's the root note, because you're always coming back to the snare. Yeah. And I always say that you can change the sound of a whole kit by changing the snare.
Right.
Really, because you're not hearing the toms half the time.
Sure.
Yeah, obviously the kick will give you a different vibe, but that snare is what is the root, what drives the mix, really.
Yeah.
So changing that will give your mix quite a different feel throughout. So sure. You've got to decide on whether you want a sort of more thumpy lower snare or something that's pingy. And there's the other thing as well, where I hear it all the time, where people sort of almost EQ the kicks and snares the same, and you can almost not tell them apart, especially on smaller speakers.
Yeah.
So you've got to get that two-note difference between the kick and snare. Sure. So if you've got a thump and a smack, or
clicky,
there's got to be some difference there.
Sure.
Else it's just and then toms are the same. So
sure. Moving on to a little bit about microphones and mic placement. Do you tend to double mic or triple mic your kits? I know you use sub kit quite a lot, right?
Yeah, I do. A lot of the time I don't even end up using it.
No.
But I throw it up there because it's fun when you're tracking as well. But sometimes I'll double mic the toms. Other times I won't.
Yeah.
It just depends on what day of the week it is, really.
Right. Size of kit as well.
Whether I can be bothered.
Yeah.
If the budget's big enough.
Do you generally, with the sub kit being not that important, do you generally go with a sort of half in, half out the sound hole and a closer mic to the attack point?
No, I don't. No, I mean something like a 91 in the kick, right. Or I don't know, a D112 or something. Just something to get the top end out of it. And then I'll blend that with a sample normally. I sometimes even just trigger off the sub kick actually, because it's a cleaner signal.
Right.
Actually, Yeah, it's a lot
with less
easier.
bleed.
Yeah.
Would it generally be one drum sample you'd combine it with, or maybe sometimes two? Depends on the band.
Yeah, a couple really, and it depends on the section of the song as well. A lot of the times I'll throw in like a, you know, sort of a deeper 808 or something in underneath a slower section. So
Right.
you know, there'll be different parts in the songs where there's different things happening. So it won't be one sample all the way through, but you wouldn't really pick up on it unless you knew.
No.
Yeah.